Welcome to another episode of Golden Nuggets, Tips and Tales powered by Property Finder, bringing you real tools, real tactics, and real talk from the region's top real estate professionals. Stay tuned for practical, no fluff advice, because behind every great listing is an agent armed with top tips and powerful takeaways you won't want to miss. Today, I'm joined by Charbel Saad, one of Property Finder's super agents from Engel and Volkers. And he's going to tell us about, because one of the decisions a new entrant into the real estate industry has to decide whether they're going to go into a developer's office or a brokerage. And you've got experience of the two.
Correct.
So having started on the developer side, how did that shape your experience of customer interaction and transactions?
You know, Silvia, the best thing I did is to join a developer first.
So you highly recommend it?
I highly recommend it. It's one of the best experience any agent, before being an agent, to be part of a developer. And especially in Dubai, for one reason, because when you work with a developer, you meet a lot of buyers every single day. You have a developer who's highly invested in you. Invested in your sales training, in your negotiation training. You meet clients from different nationalities every single day, and you can touch the fast-paced market of Dubai every single day. And I highly advise to do it for at least 2 years. With that, you'll gain a lot of experience, and you know the market very well. You can do a comparison between the developer you're working with and the other developers in the market, and you can know the products. You will be taught how to market the product very well. Positively, negatively, meet clients, meet different nationalities. Because, you know, in Dubai, a lot of nationalities are available. So you have to deal with every nationality in a certain different way. You cannot be...
one size fits all.
100%. You have each nationality to know how to handle them better and speak with them. So for sure, being part of a developer, great decision, and you touch the market very well.
Because a lot of people would argue, actually, no, go straight into brokerage, get to understand and access all the projects, not limited just to one developer, get to understand all the disciplines, leasing, property management, off-plan, secondary, start working your way up. Most people start in leasing and then they get promoted to sales, but you're saying, go into into a developer's office and get the training there. How good is the training?
The training is remarkable. Depends for sure which developer you are working with, but most developers, the training is really good. It's crucial to start with a developer for a single reason. Brokerage, or being an agent, it's not like any profession. It's not a 9-to-5 job. You're entering as a partner with the agency. You're entering with a partner and you're sharing the income with this agency. Yeah. So the agency is giving you a great desk, is giving you a great connection in the agency, but eventually you need to think as a partner with the agency, as a business partner. So you're not an employee. Being part of a developer is a different game. You are with a developer, there is a schedule that you need to attend, clients that needs to meet every single day, the training that you need to attend also every single day. Whenever you feel ready after 2 years, then you should be, it's like a university.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a university.
Like boot camp.
Exactly. And also you will be much more stronger financially, because entering to the brokerage firm without being financially strong is very risky for you and for the market too. Yeah. Because the market is not for someone who cannot hold himself or herself for 1 or 2 months. You have to be able, at least for the 4 or 5 months, just to start financially strong and focus on the job itself.
Yeah. That's actually really good advice. I never thought of it that way. Go to a developer's office first. Get your basic salary, get your smaller commission amount, and then once you've got your diploma, go into brokerage. And how do you think, coming from a developer's office, how do you think that benefited you once you stepped into brokerage?
First of all, when I stepped into the brokerage, I know the market very well. I know all the developers. I have great connections in the market. I have great connections with the agents too. So I'm not coming like I don't know anything. I need at least a month or 2 just to learn what I'm doing. Because Silvia, I'm hearing a lot of people, they are either outside Dubai or working in another profession. They've heard their friend they've heard their cousin or someone doing great deals in real estate,
Making a lot of money.
multimillionaires. Like, I'm quitting everything and entering into real estate. It's not easy. It's not like you just wake up and decide to go into real estate. It's a whole profession that needs totally training, and you have to be on time, on point. And also, you have to know how to deal like a business partner, not only an employee or anything. So before going to this big market, step into a developer, work with them, learn from them. They're investing in you. They're investing in your training every single day.
Actually, you'd be surprised, because one of my previous guests, and I won't mention who they are because that will identify the brokerage, but they said that they had an agent who was 6 months into their career, and they turned around and asked, what is a manager's check? And it's like, if you don't know what a manager's check is 6 months in, then you definitely don't know your ROI from your ROE, your LOI from your... So, yeah. What about numbers?
Mainly when you work with a developer, you're selling off-plan properties, for sure. And people, or the type of buyers that would like to buy an off-plan property, they're buying for an investment purpose. They want numbers. They don't want how the kitchen will be or which direction the sun will be. Mainly, they want numbers. I'm buying the property now. There's a payment plan. What will be the income of this property when it's going to be handed over, and what is the potential appreciation. So when you work with a developer, you're actually learning the basic stuff of real estate. What's the value today? What's the expectation, without exaggerating, for sure? What will be the past, or what was the past numbers in the market, how the market performed during the last 10 years, how it will perform in the next 10 years. So you're dealing with these investors, you're making great connections with them. You're actually selling the future based on numbers and figures. And once you move after these 2-3 years to being a broker or to the resale market and sell ready properties, you actually know the process. You actually know how these people bought these properties like 2-3 years ago. So you'll be much ahead of the new people going into the market, not financially strong, not educated well in the market. So, yeah.
And was there anything that you needed to unlearn switching from developer to brokerage?
Yes. Actually, Silvia, when you work with a developer, especially the developer I used to work with, for 3 years, every single day, we used to have a title, the same title for the whole 3 years. Never prejudge a client. Never prejudge. You have a client, take the client, pitch the property that you have, link it with what they're looking for, and sell properties. So never prejudging. When we moved on to the brokerage,
you had to start judging.
I don't know. But there's another title. So never overqualify a client.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, never overqualify a client, because sometimes, Silvia, when you overqualify, you miss on a lot of opportunities. I'm going to tell you a brief story.
Because this is actually contrary to what a lot of the other tips and tells that we've had in the season have emphasized the need for consultations and qualifying and asking the right questions and spending a lot longer and really getting to know that client. You're saying don't overdo it?
Don't overdo it. When I left the developer, I came to work with in the brokerage industry. I was handling like a sheet, like 10 questions. Are you pre-approved? Where is your pre-approval? Do you have funds in Dubai? Make sure when you're viewing, the husband and the wife are in the viewing. Don't waste your time. Like a list of script and a lot of questions. And I completely understand, and I've learned this from the developer. Sometimes buyers are shy. They don't want to share all the details. They don't know you. You're a new person to them. You just met them yesterday. So when you ask all of these questions like an interview,
interrogation,
it's gonna feel a bit weird. And a nice story, by the way, about it. When I started, and the training and the overqualification, and I came from not prejudging, like if you have a client, they inquire, just go with them, see what they want. Not always the case will work, but from time to time, it should work. I had a client, she inquired on one of my properties. I spoke to her, and I started the questioning, are you pre-approved? No, we're not. Okay. I want to view the property. Oh, you want to view the property? It was a bit of a challenge with the question. It didn't match any of the answers that I'm looking for. I'm coming to the viewing by myself. My husband is not in Dubai. He's in the UK. He's not coming now.
So all the red flags.
And I completely understand that she spoke with multiple agents and a lot of agents didn't want to meet.
Right.
Either she's coming without her husband or sometimes a husband not coming with his wife. The agent, he wants to benefit from the time and all the families. And I said, well, you know what, I'm going. Let me meet her. Let me see what she's looking for. We met for a coffee. Then we viewed the property. Fast forward 2 weeks later, I spoke to her husband on Zoom and they bought. After 2 weeks, and we're still friends till now. They bought multiple properties. They referred friends to me who bought also properties through me. Why? Because I didn't overqualify the client. Yes, sometimes I can understand time is an asset. You don't need to go and view all the people that you can.
Yeah.
But overqualifying that tick all the boxes, it will never work.
Yeah. So you think a lot of agents actually just didn't want to deal with this client because she wasn't making the decision by herself. She wasn't pre-approved, and they would have just said, this person's not serious.
Always people are in a hurry to close the deal. I don't know why you're in a hurry to close the deal. You just have to understand the party in front of you and treat them like human beings, no more than that.
Okay, all right. So in the end, it paid off.
Paid off, and till now it's paying off. We're very good friends till now, and
So don't prejudge, but also don't overqualify. Okay, interesting. Now, lastly, I want to finish up on what would you say to someone who wants to enter the industry, debating between the two, developer or brokerage? I know your answer, you're going to say developer, but...
For sure, developer for the first 2 years.
Yeah, some agents swear by boutique firms, like, I'll go to a smaller company and, smaller boutique agency. What would you say?
I would never advise if you're a beginner, you're starting fresh, don't go to a boutique agency for one reason. When you start, you need connections. It's a people's business. You're not going to do it all by yourself. You need, especially in the ready properties. When you move on to ready properties or you're aiming to be a community specialist one day, whenever you have a property, let's say you worked for 3-4 weeks, you've got your first listing, you're very happy. You've got your listing on Property Finder online, people started inquiring on the property. Not all the people will like the property they've inquired for. Every client of maybe 20 inquiry, they will like the property. But what would you do with the other 19 qualified clients? You want to cross. You want to cross-sell with other communities, other properties. In boutique agencies, you will not find that. You need a big agency. I'm going to give you an example. Engel and Volkers, the agency I'm working with, we are over 200 agents. Community specialists, each community. Whenever someone inquired to my community, Tila Al-Gaf, they didn't like the layout. They didn't like the community. Should I say, okay, thank you, goodbye? No, I need to cross. I go to the Arabian Ranches team. I go to Jumeirah Gulf State team. So you need connections, and a big agency will give you that. Will give you weekly meetings, connections. So it's essential to be part of a big agency first.
There you go. Some fantastic tips and a couple of tales sprinkled in from Charbel. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to catch the rest of Charbel's episodes. And while you're at it, why not binge the whole season?